and Bulldog fans. This is Brooke Whitmire. Welcome home to Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium. It's Saturday in Athens. And it's time to celebrate the 2021 National Champion Georgia Bulldogs!
Hey, what's that barking by the track? A huge machine in red and black. The first SEC recipient of the coveted Sudler Trophy. The heart of the Bulldog spirit. Ain't nothing finer in the land than the 117th edition of the University of Georgia Redcoat Band. Here's glory, glory to old Georgia. Dog fans, it's time for one of the greatest traditions in all of college football, the Spell Georgia Cheer. Are you ready? Give me a G. Give me an E. Give me an O. Give me an R. Give me a G. Give me an I. Give me an A. What have you got?
All right, Dog fans, please direct your attention to the south sideline and welcome to Sanford Stadium. In calling the Dogs, DeAndre Swift. All right, Sanford Stadium, before DeAndre leads us in calling the Dogs, let's hear the Georgia Bulldogs cheer. The North Stands yell Georgia. The South Stands yell Bulldogs. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Louder. Louder.
Go Dog, sickle, woo, 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 woo.
Let's cheer for dear old UGA with Gaines Walter's grand old fight song, Hail to Georgia. The University of Georgia Redcoat Band, ladies and gentlemen. Now direct your attention to the field. On the stage is today's battle hymn soloist, Maggie Reese-Hines from Carrollton. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the battle hymn of the Bulldog Nation.
Heroes have graced the field before you, men with hearts, bodies, and minds of which the entire Bulldog Nation can be justifiably proud. A tradition of unbridled excellence, demonstrated by these individuals and many others, spans more than a full century. And now a new breed of Bulldog stands ready to take the field of battle, to assume the reins of their Georgia forebears and continue that tradition, understanding that there is no tradition more worthy of envy, no institution worthy of such loyalty as the University of Georgia. As we prepare for another meeting between the hedges, let all the Bulldog faithful rally behind the men who now wear the red and black with two simple words, which express the sentiments of the entire Bulldog Nation. Go Dogs!
Today is not just any Saturday. It's about committing to the team.
Hey, family on three. 1, 2, 3, man.
It's about committing to the moment.
They ain't paid the price that you have paid. You do your discipline and you keep shouting for it.
It's about the commitment of the Bulldog Nation.
Packed house of 92,000 plus between the hedges. You just lit a fuse. You're just letting the students know that they're in charge down there.
It's about committing to the G.
Drops back, pressure from the edges. He throws near sideline, and it's intercepted. Intercepted. Keely Ringo at the 21. Off he goes. 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30 near sideline. Breaks the tackle. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Touchdown.
And the Dog Nation has erupted.
32, 18. Let the celebration begin.
It's Saturday. I told you it's Saturday. It's Saturday in Athens. It's time to release the Junkyard Dog.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if your blood runs red and black, get on your feet. And let's make some Sanford Stadium noise for our 2021 National Champion, Georgia Bulldogs!
Dog Nation, Dog Nation, Dog Nation, make some noise. Welcome back to Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium. And before we start, while you're already standing, let's give our 2021 national champions a round of applause one more time. All right, you guys can be seated if you want. You can be seated. You can be seated. All right, this was a special season for our Dogs, no doubt about it. Dogs went 12-0 in the regular season. Was number one for the majority of the season. We had a little hiccup, but we will go into the college football playoffs as the third seed and get a chance to play in the Orange Bowl and dominate Michigan 33-11. And then we got a chance to see Alabama again on Monday. The Dogs will win that ball game, of course, and claim our first national title in 41 years. Will you guys please help me welcome the 1980 senior class members of the national championship team and head coach Vince Dooley. All right, today we have several speakers that's going to join us today. And we're going to have our first speaker of the day. He was hired in January of 2021. And I've had a chance to talk to this guy every single week. And I think we got the best athletic director in the country. Now I'd like to introduce the J. Reed Parker, Director of Athletics, Josh Brooks. All right, Josh, we've had the chance to talk all year long. We've had opportunities going back to Charlotte where we beat up on Clemson and all the way till Monday night. But just talk about how special this season was for you as well as the rest of the Dog Nation.
Well, you know, you really think about what this team has gone through the last few years. We've had COVID protocols, interruptions of games, all the things they've been through, virtual learning. The resiliency of this season, injuries, and this group kept fighting back. And it's a testament to the veteran leadership we've got on this team. It's a special group of young men, which many of them are going to go on in the NFL and have great careers, but even more than that, this is a group of young men that are going to succeed in life for many years to come and make the Bulldog Nation proud for a long time.
Well said, well said, well said. Now everybody sees the guys on Saturday getting it in, playing well, and doing their job, but there are a lot of people behind the scenes as well that should be thanked today. I know there are a bunch of people that you want to thank behind the scenes, trainers, everybody else who's involved, but just talk about some of the people involved that get these guys to this point where, you know, now you can call them national champs.
You know, we're blessed to have one of the best commissioner in all of sports, Greg Sankey, the best president in the nation, Jerry Moorhead, and the best head football coach in the country, Kirby Smart. It starts with them, right? And I've got to give thanks and credit to those that have come before us. Greg McGarity had a big imprint on this program, and there's been so many people, and myself as a former student worker, it starts with them. It's the student workers, it's the staff, it's the coaches, it's everyone in the department pulling in the same direction. And I've got to give a special thanks and recognition to one of the first people I got to work with when I got to Georgia, who passed away recently, Steve Greer, one of the greatest dogs of all time. I want to give a big round of applause for Steve Greer and his family. No one loved Georgia more than Steve Greer, and I know Monday night he was watching and cheering on the Dogs. And again, it takes everyone, the trainers, the managers, video, creative, nutrition, everyone. There's so many people pulling in the same direction that will never get credit. So all of them, all of you, you know you are, thank you for all what you've done.
Now, Josh, every week I ask you this question because I think it's probably the best question we can ask. I mean, you look at this stadium, there's no doubt about it, we got the best fans in the country.
No doubt, no doubt.
And I ask you every week, it doesn't matter if it's on the road or it's at home, the fans show up. Talk about how important these Dog Nation fans have been to helping this team get to where they are today.
Well, this right here, this is an example of it right here. And you think about where we've been the last few years, the stadiums we've taken over, from South Bend to Nashville to Pasadena, we've taken over so many stadiums. And then to walk out in Indianapolis on that field Monday and see 70% or more of the crowd was in the red and black Bulldog Nation taking over. It's a testament to the best fans in the nation. It really is. Thank you.
All right, Josh, last thing I got for you. If you could sum up this entire experience in 2 words, how would you sum it up?
I think the late, great Larry Munson said it best. 2 simple words. Go Dogs!
Thank you, Josh. We appreciate that. Now we're going to welcome our next speaker, Georgia's 83rd governor and alumnus of the University of Georgia, the Honorable Brian Kemp.
How about them Dogs? As someone who was in New Orleans 41 years ago, this has been a long time coming. On behalf of the state of Georgia, all those students and fans that have walked in this campus and sat in these stands all these many years, congratulations and thank you. I would like to thank the Bulldog Nation, the many fans, President Moorhead and the University of Georgia, Josh Brooks and the athletic department, the athletic board, but especially the team, Coach Smart and the staff for a great season and your resiliency over the last 2 years during a global pandemic. I know Coach Dooley is here with us today, and it's fitting that we are on Dooley Field to proclaim Saturday, January 15th, 2022, Georgia Bulldog National Championship Day. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Governor Kemp. Our next guest was named the 8th Commissioner of the Southeastern Conference in June of 2015. Under his leadership, the SEC has claimed 4 national titles, including our 2021 Georgia Bulldogs. Please welcome, I think, one of the best commissioners that we have, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey.
Good afternoon. Yeah, let's start the chant. That's the best part about being here today for me. I have prepared remarks, but I'm going to put those aside and I'm going to be real quick because I have been to any number of national championship celebrations. But I have never been in a stadium full on a January, on a Saturday to celebrate with this level of energy. As Commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, I don't know about you, but I think the 14 playoff worked pretty well this year, didn't it? And it is my habit to bring greetings to you and congratulations to Kirby, to Josh, to Jerry, to the team on behalf of all 14 universities in the Southeastern Conference. They may not all feel that way, though. It is remarkable that in a conference with a level of competition that we routinely play each other on Monday evenings for a national championship. It is not easy to win a national championship, and so I want to say to the young men involved on Georgia's football team, thank you for being part of the Southeastern Conference. Congratulations. And to the fans here and watching and listening, I want to say this. We have a tagline that says it just means more because you understand the impact of our universities. The governor understands the impact of our university here. The president leads a great university. David Shipley, the faculty representative. Josh Brooks, the contributions of the staff and the coaches. Kirby Smart and his leadership make for an incredible experience. It's been 41 years. Don't wait that long again. Congratulations, Dogs.
Thank you, Commissioner Sankey. At this time, I have the pleasure of introducing the 22nd President of the University of Georgia, Jerry Moorhead, a graduate of UGA School of Law and the first alumnus to serve as president since 1986. He currently serves as the president of the Southeastern Conference and the chair of the Division I Board of Directors for the NCAA. Prior to becoming the president on July 13th, President Moorhead served UGA in many key administrative roles, including Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Vice President for Instructions, and Director of the Honors Program. Please join me in welcoming the best president in all college football, UGA President Jerry Moorhead.
It's great to be a Georgia Bulldog. My thanks to Governor Kemp for his support and recognition of our national championship. Thank you, Governor, for being here. I want to thank our incredible football team. They were tenacious and unyielding. From Charlotte to Athens, to Jacksonville, to Miami, and of course to Indianapolis. Thanks also to our hardworking coaches and our football support staff. And I want to single out the outstanding leadership in only his first year on the job of our athletic director, Josh Brooks. Thank you, Josh. I also want to thank our amazing fans, the students, alumni, faculty, staff, and all the friends in the Bulldog Nation. You have made Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium a special place to play and to get ready to win a national championship. I have had the pleasure of knowing Kirby Smart since he was a student in the Terry College of Business. And what I remember about him as a student is still true today. He is a bright, focused, and determined individual who is devoted to the University of Georgia. Over the years, after his graduation, Coach Smart and I stayed in touch, and I watched with great pride as his career progressed on the national stage. In 2015, then athletic director Greg McGarity and I knew he was the right person to set the University of Georgia on a path to the national championship. And everything that he outlined in his job interview in Atlanta to build a national championship team has now come to pass. And look at that 6-year record. A SEC championship, a Rose Bowl championship, a Sugar Bowl championship, a Peach Bowl championship, an Orange Bowl championship, and now a national championship. Yes, it is indeed a great time to be a Georgia Bulldog. If you would, please turn your attention to the big screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the head football coach at the University of Georgia, Kirby Smart.
I don't think words can express how honored and privileged I am to stand before you as the head coach of the University of Georgia.
For Kirby Smart, huge victory.
What can you say about the performance they put on tonight?
Chopping wood, man. They just kept chopping.
Swept by the defense. The freshman just ran back to Philadelphia. Last play of the SEC championship. Dominated in the second half by the Dogs. Here we go. The playoff semifinal. Rose Bowl number 104. Running to the left. Angling 25-20. Got a block for Rob. 50, 10, 5. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Dogs win it. We're headed to Atlanta.
Look, I think everybody can see Georgia's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Very proud of this team and this university, and we're not going anywhere.
For you, you built your career on defense. You know what good defense looks like. How do you describe what you saw out there tonight?
Aggressive, getting after it. You're either a lead or you're not. That's what we've been saying all camp. You're either a lead or you're not.
You had a chance to do something special tonight. They can never take it away from you. They can never take it away from you. Went through this league unblemished. They can never take it away from you.
What was it that led to such a focused and brilliant, dominant performance tonight?
It's one word for us, connection. Our kids know if we stay connected, we're really hard to beat.
Let the celebration begin.
And now it's my privilege to present the National Championship Trophy to Coach Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs.
Gentlemen, please welcome our National Championship coach, Kirby Smart.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Being here today on Dooley Field brings back a lot of special memories for me. But as our players sit to my left and right, all these guys over here and all these guys over here, what you 95,000, 100,000 people don't get to see is these guys in here at 6 a.m. about a year ago this time, running on this field, sweating, blood, tears. Before we came out today, the first thing a lot of these guys were thinking about is how much work they did in this stadium in the morning. And I want to give these guys a round of applause for all they've done for this university. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up. Thank you, guys. A lot of people to thank. You know, you don't get success in life. You don't have the things we've been able to have without support. And, you know, I spent a long time wanting to get back to Georgia, but it was very important to me that I got back to a place that could support the kind of football program that we wanted to have, that this state deserves. And that wouldn't happen without our administration. President Moorhead, Josh Brooks, Greg McGarity, who was here when I got here, Doris Griffin. I have a tremendous amount of respect for our administration. We have really accelerated our facilities. That wouldn't be possible without the support of our administration and without the support of our fan base. And to you guys, I say thank you, and I say thanks to our administration. Give them a round of applause, please. I want to personally thank Greg Sankey and Governor Kemp for being here today. They took time out of their busy schedules to be here with us. They are two tremendous leaders, and anytime you talk about being in the position they're in, governor and commissioner of our conference, you better be a strong leader in today's day and age, and I appreciate them. I'd also like to take a special thanks to our staff and their families. A lot of them are centered right in this area over here, but I don't think the average fan, I don't even know if our players and their families, I don't know that Dog Nation understands the sacrifices that the families of the staff, forget about the coaches. Coaches don't live for accolades. Coaches don't live for standing ovations. They live for the men that go out in the field and play for them. But their families make a tremendous sacrifice. For this Dog Nation, for you people, our team wouldn't be as successful without the families of these coaches, these wives that spend so much time away from their husbands and raising their families. So I want to give our staff a tremendous round of applause for how much they sacrifice. This is how it started. So I don't know if you paid attention to media days, but it popped out at me when I was thinking back to this season. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Henry David Thoreau. That embodies this team. They never embraced the success. They never acknowledged the success. You know what they kept doing? They just kept chopping wood. They just kept chopping wood. This program will never change from that quote, because when you start looking for success, you start acknowledging success, is when you lose it. This program was built on hard work and sacrifice. I look across this field over here at a lot of these former players that helped build this program long before I came, and some while we were here. To walk in our locker room today and see 4 or 5 guys that were in that 2017 locker room, the lasting memory I have of them is tears in their eyes, falling one play, 1 second short. We wouldn't be here today without those same men that gave so much for UGA. To those former players and guys that have been here, I say thanks. You know, it's not easy to sit up here today because I can't figure out if I keep getting goosebumps because I'm getting goosebumps or I'm just cold. But it's a really special moment when I hear the names of the people that keep getting called, okay? I want to think back to when this whole thing started. 93K Day started right here in the spring of 2016, and you guys answered the bell as fans, and we appreciate you. I've seen you take over Indy twice. We're requesting to get part ownership in that state because I've seen you take over Indy twice. You guys have been tremendous. You travel wherever we go and you take over stadiums. I have a lot of appreciation for that. It makes this a special place. You know, we have a tremendous group of different prospects here, and when you have that, they acknowledge a fan base that loves its university, that loves its state, and these players do the same thing. You make it special. One thing about connection. We mentioned connection. If you had to say there's one theme of this team, every one of these players can tell you. 1 + 1 equals 1 + 1 equals 3 in our system, because we know we're greater together. We are better together. We learned that this year with this team. They took a strong leap forward into buying into the beliefs within the organization. And I don't want to single any one person out, but our players know we had several team meetings where they stood up and talked. And I asked them, what's different about this team? And to a T, every man talked about the buy-in of the organization. We had guys who weren't playing, and they said, what's different about this team, Coach, is we know our role, but every team knows their role, every player knows their role. We're bought into our role. We understand that if we're not the starter, we're to support the starter. If we're the backup, we're supposed to be ready to play. And guys bought into that. Fifth-year seniors bought into that, and I respect that. I respect that because these men bought into that, and it was strong. Going back to the word connection, you know, I think back, I look around the stadium, and there's connection at every turn. You know, I look up, and Coach Dooley's name across that field, and I think about the connection, and one of the first people I saw after that national championship was to hug Coach Dooley's neck, and for what he's meant to this state and this city is tremendous. He's given so much and so much sacrifice. Thank you, Coach Dooley. Coaches here long before me, Coach Goff, Coach Donning, Coach Rick, meant so much to this university and myself, and we're so close so many times. All the hundreds and thousands of players that played here before this group, since the 80 group, is really tremendous, and so many people have reached out. That 1980 team, you'll never be forgotten. You guys have been tremendous. They've supported us, and they've wanted this to happen, and after 41 years, it's happened, and it's really special. So as I wrap up, because I know these players want me to shut up so they can go get warm and get out of here, but it's moments and events like this that allow us to look back and allow us to look forward. And you look back to honor and appreciate 3 super seniors, guys like Schaefer, White, Rochester, who came back with an opportunity to do something special. Julian Rochester crying in the SEC championship locker room will always be kind of burnt into my memory and was a driving force for me to work to get us back for an opportunity to win that, because he was in that locker room in 2017. He was in that SEC championship locker room, but he was damn sure in that locker room in Indy too, and it meant a lot to a lot of people. 4 captains, you'll be remembered forever for this team. Voted on by their peers: Jordan Davis, Jamari, Zamir, Nakobe, special leaders. The thing that will resonate with me and I'll remember the most is there was no defined one leader. And I've heard people say that, I never understood it. There was not one leader. There really wasn't 4 leaders. There were a bunch of leaders on this team, but for those 4 guys to get named captain, it's really special. A tremendous honor to coach a group that was as connected as this group was. So it's also important to look forward, challenge the remaining new players that are arriving, new players that are remaining with our team, that a new standard of excellence has been set. Excellence in leadership, excellence moving forward. We expect them to hold that same standard for a long time to come at UGA. So that brings me to this point. And this is how it ended. We're burning the boats, baby, and we're coming back. Go Dogs. Thank you.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho. H to the OP. I used to move snowflakes by the OC. I guess even back then you could call me CEO of the ROC. Ho. Fresh out the frying pan into the fire. I be the music biz #1 supplier. Flyer than a piece of paper bearing my name. Got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. It's like Ho. Not DOC, but similar to the letters. No one could do it better.
All right. Now it's time to hear from some of the players that were part of this unbelievable season. Georgia's offense passed for 224 yards and rushed for another 140 yards for a total of 364 yards against Alabama. Please welcome Walter Camp, All-American second team, and CFP team captain, Jamari Sawyer. Jamari, obviously this is a great environment, a wonderful time for you, being a Georgia boy, senior, captain, leader. What does that all mean to you?
It's special. This moment, sitting in this stadium, I kind of sit and I look back and I think about just being here. We were 1 o'clock 10, 11, 12 months ago. You're right here, same time basically with cleats on, running down that way, scaling these stadium stairs, just trying to get ready for the battles that this team would endure. And it's a special moment. That dirty, hard work in the dark, Coach Smart knows what I'm talking about. That's real, and it gave us these results.
You talked about some of these workouts. I want you to give the fans a little insight into something that you guys did this offseason. And I'm going to let you give the number, and I want you to give the meaning, but there was a reason you guys are in here running these steps, and there was a certain number that you guys did. Tell them the number and tell them why.
So it's a workout we did. I'm pretty sure all these guys, it's burning all their heads. So we started, we were on this side of the stadium right here. We started at the bottom. We ran to the top, and we did that 15 times. 15 times for 15 games. And sure enough, we won every one of them.
Let's talk about this offense for a second. As an offensive lineman, I know you take pride in being able to run the football to win ball games, and you go back to that first game versus Clemson, and you guys put it on your shoulders to go do it. Ended this ball game being in a similar fashion. What was the mentality for this offense going into the playoffs?
We wanted to make, going into the playoffs, we wanted to make sure we were in shape. That's number one. That's something we wanted to hit home with all the big guys, make sure we were in shape. And so we had to, if we wanted to make it a line of scrimmage game, that we could. And that's something we take pride in here at the University of Georgia. A lot of people call it RBU or whatever, but we want our backs to eat. We want to be able to comfortably turn around and hand the ball off. That's what Coach Monken says, and we take pride in that. We want to finish the fourth quarter the right way. We want to be able to start and finish, and if it takes 5, 6 quarters, we want to be there swinging too. So, hey, that's what we do here at the University of Georgia.
All right. Also, let me ask you about one particular player, and everybody knows him as the mailman. Obviously, everybody understands the journey that Stet went through, but kind of give people an inside look on what kind of teammate Stetson Bennett is for you guys.
He's the best. He's genuine. He's going to be Stetson Bennett. He's South Georgia boy. All my South Georgia people out there. He's South Georgia boy. Stet's going to have a good time, man. He's going to have a good time all the time, and he's a competitor. He wants to win at no cost, and he surely did that. So that's Stetson Bennett for you. He's going to be him all the time.
All right, Jamari, you got the stage here, man. You got whole Dog Nation looking. What's the last thing you want to give or say to Dog Nation as you leave as ultimately a national champion?
I just want to say, Dog Nation, look what we built. I love you all. Go Dogs, and this Georgia Boy show is happy to be here.
Appreciate it, Jamari. Well, I think you guys may know who the next guest is. Of course, he's a member of that vaunted Georgia defense that entered the game against Alabama as the national leader in scoring defense, has given up only 1 touchdown and holding the tie to just 30 total rushing yards in the game. Welcome the winner of the 2021 Outland Trophy, the 2021 Chuck Bednarik Award winner, and the 2021 All-American First Team, the big man himself, Jordan Davis. Jordan, first off, you had an opportunity to leave the University of Georgia last year, but you decided to come back. Why did you want to come back when you could have went out and went to the NFL?
My brothers. You see these guys up here on this stage right here. Hey, man, y'all stand up, man. Everybody, let's give them a round of applause, man. Come on now. Look, every guy that you see right here, every guy that you see on the sidelines from the past years that helped lead us and build this foundation, we knew we had something special, and we couldn't leave just then. I called my brother Vontae, and I was like, Vontae, we coming back? We gonna do this? He was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, shoot, let's do it then. So he ran it back.
No doubt. Now, I've had the unique opportunity to be around you guys all year, and everybody knows how good this defense was. But there were times you guys didn't want people to get past the 50-yard line, let alone get into the end zone. Just talk about the mentality of what you guys built on the defensive side and why you guys wanted to be so special.
Shout out to the Mafia, man. Defense, stand up. But we have a higher standard here. Defense, we carry ourselves. We have a high standard each week. We want to make sure that each team, no matter who we playing, whether that's Charleston Southern or Clemson or Alabama, we want to have the same goals and we want to dominate and win. That's on D side and O side.
Take the fans kind of behind the scenes, as obviously you had the hiccup of the SEC championship game, but there was something different about you guys going into the playoffs. What was the biggest difference that you guys wanted to make known as you guys left that game going into the playoffs?
Everybody in that locker room, we just knew that we had each other. We had each other's backs. No matter who was against us, who was talking junk, it was just us. And we came back with a mentality to work, and that was probably the most time, other than the offseason, that we was working. Everybody was putting in work. We were just doing the little things extra, the little things that would take us to the next level. And as we can see, that paid off with this baby right here.
Jordan, how cool is it that the defense scored the first touchdown of the year, and then they scored the last touchdown of the year?
It all comes full circle. Shout out to Chris and Keeley, man. They set the standard and ended it. So, we just want to make sure that either way, defense is going to ball out, offense is going to ball out. But it's all about that mentality. It's all about that love. And we got that on that team.
Last thing I got for you, man. Obviously, we saw your last game here leading the band. We know you're a fan favorite. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Jamari. What does University of Georgia mean to you? And you got a chance to speak to Dog Nation for the last time here inside this stadium. What has UGA meant to you?
It's everything. Kid from Charlotte, North Carolina, not that big of a recruit, feeling a little nervous coming in. Dog Nation embraced me with open arms. And for that, I'm forever thankful, forever grateful. And this is something that nobody can take away from us. We're forever legendary. So to all Dog Nation, we love you. Go Braves and go Dogs.
All right, now it's time. It's time to present. Now it's time presentation for the National Championship trophies. Here to present the National Football Foundation MacArthur Trophy today to President Jerry Moorhead and Head Coach Kirby Smart is Matthew Sign from the National Football Foundation.
Tough to follow that, for sure. Thanks. There is no substitute for victory. Five-star General, Supreme Allied Commander, and National Football Foundation leader Douglas MacArthur was one of the most quoted individuals in history. One of those quotes stands out from the rest. There is no substitute for victory. He believed it in times of war, in times of peace, and on the gridiron, most especially on the gridiron, because that is where he learned the absoluteness of victory. When the National Football Foundation created a national championship trophy in 1959, it was General MacArthur that was to be the namesake. And etched on the side of the MacArthur Bowl would be those immortal words, "There is no substitute for victory." Also etched on the side is every national championship team since 1959. The University of Georgia becomes the 14th institution to have their name etched on the trophy multiple times. This team joins the 1980 champs led by Coach Dooley, Herschel, Buck, and Werner. So on behalf of our chairman, Archie Manning, the board of directors, 12,000 chapter members, and the 1,261 inductees into the College Football Hall of Fame, including 20 Georgia Bulldog players and coaches, it is an honor and a privilege to present the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame MacArthur Bowl to President Moorhead, Mr. Brooks, Coach Kirby Smart, and the University of Georgia Bulldogs as the 2021 national champions, further proof that there is no substitute for victory.
All right, thank you, Matthew, and the National Football Foundation. Now here to present the American Football Coaches Association Trophy to J. Reed Parker, Director of Athletics, Josh Brooks, and Head Coach Kirby Smart is Bobby Stout, AFCA Director of Sponsorship and Development.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the American Football Coaches Association and our 10,000 member coaches, it's my extreme honor to present to Coach Smart, Director Brooks, the players, coaches, staff, and the entire Bulldog family the AFCA Coaches Trophy, the iconic Crystal Football recognizing your 2021 National Championship. Coach Smart, Director Brooks, in keeping with tradition, if we could have an opportunity to come and grab the Crystal Football, give it a kiss, and lift it up to the Bulldog Nation, that would be tremendous. Gentlemen.
Close call right there, Josh. Close call, close call. All right, thank you, Bobby, and the AFCA. Now here to present the CFP Trophy to Head Coach Kirby Smart is Brent Daniels, Senior Director of Communications and Branding.
Thank you. The College Football Playoff Selection Committee is tasked throughout the season with ranking the top teams in the country. Very early this year, it was apparent that the University of Georgia was one of those teams. But the College Football Playoff is about more than just a ranking. It's an opportunity for those top teams to prove once and for all on the field of play who is the best. On Monday night in Indianapolis, Indiana, as the nation watched, these Georgia Bulldogs proved to the country that they were the best. on behalf of the College Football Playoff, I'd like to present this year's National Championship Trophy to Coach Kirby Smart and the University of Georgia Bulldogs.
All right, there's one last piece of business that we have to take care of. Bulldog Nation, will you please direct your attention to the top of the east end zone where the senior class of 1980 will help us raise the 2021 championship banner. And Dog Nation, I'm gonna need your little help here. We're gonna count down from 3. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's hear it for the 2021 national champion Georgia Bulldogs. Dog Nation, it's been great to be here today. Thank you for celebrating Between the Hedges. We'll see everybody in April for the annual G-Day Spring Football Game. Thank you to today's championship sponsors, Delta Airlines, Piedmont Healthcare, Georgia Power, BMW, Coca-Cola.
One last time, let's hit it for them. Go Dogs! Sing 'em! Woo, 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 woo. Thank y'all so much for being here. We love you.